Hey guys, this is Sports with Dylan. Vladimir Tarasenko has signed with the Ottawa Senators, a move that is not very surprising. Tarasenko was signed to a one-year, $5 million contract by the Ottawa Senators. This is not that surprising because a couple weeks ago, the Ottawa Senators were forced to trade Alex DeBrincat. He was a restricted free agent and he clearly didn't want to play for the team, so he requested a trade. He was probably going to sit out if they'd kept him, and he would have cost a lot of money to re-sign anyways, which means that it just made sense. You kind of had to trade the guy. So he ended up going to Detroit. And Ottawa still had a pretty good forward group. This is a forward group that I think will easily contend for the playoffs. But now they added another piece in Vladimir Tarasenko to seal the deal. I don't think there's any way this team doesn't make the playoffs. And it's possible that this comes back to bite me in the butt. It's possible that Eunice Korpisalo has an awful season and their goaltending is just as bad or even worse than last year. It's possible that they struggle with tons of injuries again. And it's just possible that they don't put it all together. But I think that this is the year they get lucky. I don't think they'll go very far in the playoffs, but I do think they will make the playoffs in their division. Tarasenko was one of the best free agents on the market, and yet it took him quite a while to get signed. A couple weeks ago, it sounded like he was just about to sign with the Hurricanes. But then he went in and fired all of his agents and then remained a free agent for the next couple of weeks. I honestly don't think the Hurricanes lost out that much here because I don't think they needed him. And I think they need to conserve cap space to re-sign. They re-signed Sebastian Aho already, and they still need to re-sign Brace J and Brett Pesce. I don't know if I pronounced either of those last names right, and I apologize if I butchered them badly. But the Hurricanes already have, in my opinion, what it might be the best forward group in the league, as well as one of the best defensive groups in the league, and some solid goaltenders. They are currently my pick to win the Cup next year, and I think Vladimir Tarasenko could help, but I don't think they really need him. Plus, like I said, it helps to keep some cap space to re-sign some other guys. Another team that was reportedly interested is the Nashville Predators. I think they could have used him a bit more. Their forward group is still lacking despite signing Ryan O'Reilly. Plus, it would have been pretty fun to see Vladimir Tarasenko and Ryan O'Reilly reunited on the same Nashville Predators team again. But I never thought it was really going to happen. I thought the Predators were going to stick to their ways, and I don't think Vladimir Tarasenko really wanted to play there. So I figured Ottawa was going to be the best bet after the Hurricane deal fell through. As stated previously, I believe the Senators are going to make the playoffs this year. But it will be a tough feat because you've got the Bruins, who, although they just lost Patrice Bergeron to retirement, and they might lose David Krejci as well, then they still had the most points league-wide last year, which means they should still be a pretty good team. You've got the Maple Leafs, who are another team that I think, honestly, on paper, are a top 3 team in the league right now. I think they should push hard in the playoffs this year, hopefully. Then you've got the Lightning, who are ageless and always seem to contend. Obviously, it seems like their cup days are past, but they still have quite a talented roster. So those 3 teams seem like locks to me. Then, as I mentioned, you have the Senators. Then you've also got the Panthers, who might get worse. That is the one team. Although they did just make the Stanley Cup final, Aaron Ekblad and Brandon Montour should both be out for the start of the season, which means they don't have any defense anymore. It is awful when you look at it. All the defensemen they have, aside from those 2 guys. And I'm still a bit unsure if Bobrovsky can keep it up. Sure, he had an amazing playoffs, but if it weren't for that, then his whole season would have just been seen as awful. because the regular season, he did not play very well. So, we'll have to see about the Panthers. The Sabres are another team, and I think their defense is great, but there's still question marks, such as in goaltending. Can Devin Levi really do it? And is their offense put together enough? You've got Tage Thompson, for sure, but can everyone else put it together to actually make a strong playoff push in arguably the strongest division in the NHL right now? Then you've got Detroit, who is in a very similar position as Ottawa, because they too have quite the talented roster. But I think they're going to just miss out on the playoffs because Ottawa makes it in. I still think they're going to be a very good team this year. I think they're going to get quite a bit better. But I don't think they're quite there. Although it is possible, if they just push a bit harder than Ottawa can, then they could take that final spot. Lastly, you've got the good old Habs, who I think will improve again a bit more this year, but I still don't think they're remotely aiming for the playoffs yet. But we'll have to see. We're still looking to see where Erik Karlsson gets traded, and that could really shake things up. And we've got 2 months until the regular season starts, which means that anything can happen. We don't know yet. We'll have to see. But for now, thanks for watching.